Top U.S. and Russian officials convened in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on February 18, 2025. This marked a significant moment in international diplomacy, as both nations sought to navigate their complex relationship amidst global tensions. The meeting aimed to address the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and explore avenues for improving U.S.-Russia relations. Discussions were intense, reflecting the urgency and gravity of the situation. This high-level dialogue underscored the complex geopolitical landscape and the importance of diplomacy in addressing global challenges. The backdrop of Riyadh added a unique dimension to the talks. The choice of Riyadh as the venue highlighted Saudi Arabia's growing influence on the world stage. It also demonstrated the kingdom's commitment to facilitating peace and stability in the region. The talks came at a critical juncture in the Ukraine conflict, with both sides locked in a stalemate. The stakes were high and the world watched closely. While no breakthroughs were immediately announced, the meeting provided a platform for direct communication between key stakeholders. This was a crucial step in fostering mutual understanding and potential future cooperation. The significance of the talks extended beyond the immediate issues discussed, signaling a potential shift in the dynamics of the conflict. The world now waits to see the long-term impact of these high-stakes discussions. The U.S. delegation included Secretary of State Marco Rubio, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. Russia was represented by Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Yuri Ushakov, a foreign policy advisor to President Vladimir Putin. Saudi Arabian officials, including Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, also participated in parts of the meeting. Notably absent from the talks were any representatives from Ukraine. This absence raised concerns from Ukraine and its European allies about being sidelined in discussions about their future. Ukrainian President Zelensky emphasized that Ukraine would not accept any agreement reached without its direct involvement. Secretary of State Rubio outlined three main objectives for the U.S.: restoring full staffing at embassies in Moscow and Washington, which have been operating with reduced personnel for several years due to diplomatic tensions; establishing a high-level team to facilitate Ukraine peace talks, aiming to bring an end to the ongoing conflict that has caused significant regional instability and humanitarian issues, and exploring closer economic cooperation, which could benefit both nations by opening new avenues for trade and investment. These goals reflect a desire to stabilize the U.S.-Russia relationship while addressing the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which remains a critical issue for both countries. Russia, while agreeing to consider U.S. interests, maintained a more cautious stance, emphasizing the need for mutual respect and understanding. Yuri Ushakov indicated that no date has been set for a potential Trump-Putin summit, suggesting limited progress on key issues and highlighting the complexities involved in U.S.-Russia relations. He emphasized the need to restore the full spectrum of U.S.-Russia relations as a foundation for addressing the Ukraine conflict, which requires a comprehensive and collaborative approach. The Riyadh talks took place against a backdrop of ongoing fighting in Ukraine, where the situation remains dire and volatile. Despite diplomatic efforts, a large-scale Russian drone attack occurred overnight, causing significant damage and injuries in several regions, further escalating tensions. This highlighted the urgency of finding a peaceful resolution, while underscoring the immense challenges of achieving a ceasefire in such a complex and deeply rooted conflict. European allies, particularly France, expressed concerns about the U.S.-Russia discussions, fearing that their interests might be sidelined. They worried that a deal might be struck without sufficient consideration for Ukrainian and European interests, potentially compromising the region's stability. The Riyadh talks, while offering a glimmer of hope for diplomatic progress, underscored the complexities of the conflict and the need for continued international engagement to find a lasting peace. The international community remains vigilant, knowing that the path to peace is fraught with obstacles.